Could you just introduce yourself for the...
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Elsa Fisher, and I play Joy Wilkes on season 2 of Castle Rock.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
The Queen has arrived. Yes.
Direct sunlight, my favorite.
How are you?
These actually kind of go with the whole vibe.
Oh, nice.
Like representative.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
This is how you lost it.
Could you introduce yourself?
yes, Lizzie Kaplan. What else do I say?
Be great.
Oh, I forgot that part. No.
So how are you enjoying New York Comic Con?
Oh, we just got here, but
Okay.
so far so good. It's very civilized. You know, it's a lot of people for.
I was expecting masses.
Yeah,
Just
like,
like
Go out there, stereotyping.
I know. I'm nervous about all of that. But yeah, I think Comic-Con is a very cool thing. I feel like these audiences are the kindest and the most excited and like true fans.
Yeah.
But neither one of us has seen the show yet, and so the idea of watching it for the first time with all these people is
It's like,
crazy.
like people who specifically went to a panel to see our show
yeah,
and probably watched the first season.
yeah,
That's terrifying.
terrifying. Yeah,
Hopefully
terrifying.
they like
So
it.
I got a question. By the way, I'm fangirling on the inside for both of you, but I'm going to keep it together on the outside. My question is about stepping into a role that was so iconically played by Kathy Bates. How do you take something like that and make it your own?
Yes, it was definitely a daunting proposition because I'm such a fan of that performance and her in general. But I guess the scripts in the show did a lot of the heavy lifting for me because that Annie is really on her own, which just changes a person. This Annie, she has a daughter. She has to interact with the public. She's moving through the world. She's working. And so just by virtue of that, it will feel different. You know, I don't remember Annie going through anything in Misery that really terrified her until maybe the very end. There's plenty of stuff in Castle Rock that really scares her. So taking an iconic role of somebody who really shows no fear and then putting her in situations where she has to show a lot of fear or experience a lot of fear, like it kind of helps to put her in different circumstances, and hopefully that'll make it feel like my own and not a terrible bad ripoff of what Kathy Bates said, who's amazing.
So I'm a huge Mean Girls fan.
Cool.
And my teenage daughter is now a huge Mean Girls
So
fan.
weird. It's
So
like
my
generation.
question, right?
I'm 20.
So my question is,
yeah.
do you think that Castle Rock is bringing Stephen King to a new generation?
I mean, ask this young child.
Generation. I don't know. I mean, I think it is an interesting introduction to Stephen King because it is so much its own thing. But I don't know. I mean, I think it is great for it's great for people who are already really avid fans of King. But I think the newer film obsessed generation is really gonna enjoy it. And I mean, there was so much love for last season by younger people. I think it is bringing King to a new generation, just in an interesting way.
Yeah, and
But I mean, his books are still around.
yeah, big time. He's
Still
just
chilling.
another one.
Yeah.
Like 2 in a week or something.
Have you seen, Elsie, the original movie, The Misery?
Yes, it's been a long time, and I actually specifically held off rewatching it because it's not I don't know, I was trying to think my character's mind.
Okay.
Joy doesn't know that, Annie.
Gotcha.
She just knows her mommy.
That's right. What kind of relationship do you two guys have? I mean, Anne Wilkes is supposed to be somewhat of a psycho. Did she a good mother?
I think so. She definitely gives it her all.
Well, she only has good intentions for Joy. She has very pure
Totally.
love.
It's coming from a really
Yeah.
good place.
Yeah, and they have they've discussed Annie's conditions. That's something they've talked about, and I think there's a lot of understanding between the two.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the two of them against the world.
Yeah.
Joy didn't really have a say in that arrangement, but that's what it is.
She's just chilling.
Yeah, yeah.
You take me wherever, Mom.
I mean, until yeah. Not
Until
kidding, anyway.
and then that's when the series starts. She's like,
But they Joy is sort of going through what every teenager goes through. She wants to break away from her super close relationship with her mother and forge her own path and become her own young woman. And that would be difficult enough under any circumstances for somebody who isn't named Annie Wilkes, but it's particularly hard on her.
Do you guys identify with your characters like really well? Like, is that something that you found easily to illustrate?
No.
And I also am a fangirl as well. The sidekick.
Nice.
I mean, I relate to Joy in a lot of ways, but like, she's a different person than me. I mean, like, even very subtly, it wasn't intentional at first, but like, I do a little bit of a different voice when I'm her, just like a different pitch a little bit. It's like a little higher. And just like different bodily movements and stuff like that.
Different bodily function?
Movement. I'll like sit a different way than I normally do, or something like that.
Yeah.
But she's very much her own person.
I didn't really identify. It's kind of the first time I can remember not having any shared anything with the character, because I guess that is usually my way in. And for this, it was like, it didn't apply at all.
Which made it so crazy to see you in action.
Yeah, I
It's
was
like-
started to talk like her at home and not realize it. It's weird.
Talking about talking about interactions, there's like a scene in the trailer where you're like, I don't want to let small towns like these like use me. So then how's your interaction going to be with other people that you clash with in the new season, like Pop or other people?
Yeah, Annie is very suspicious of everybody. Her initial reaction to everybody is one of suspicion, and she keeps her cards really close to her chest, and she just wants to look out for her daughter and keep her head down and not really make any... She doesn't want to have like lasting moments or real, true, deep moments with other people other than Joy. So when people don't allow her to do that, things can get a little messy.
In the new season, do you feel that there's like, this is kind of her origin story, Annie's origin story, and in like, say like the Joker, there was like one bad day that kind of tipped him over. Do you feel there's like a one bad day for Annie, or is it just kind of this kind of progression where she just morphs?
There are a few bad days.
A few bad days.
Yeah, there's a handful of particularly bad days but I also think she's probably born with some of these mental illnesses, and that plus the trauma that she experiences. Those ingredients bake the Annie Wilkes cake.
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
So when you are filming something that is to the audience ultimately scary, suspenseful, creepy, frightening, I know a lot of that is done in post-production. How is it when you're on set? Like, are there moments where you tap into that fear, like this is kind of scary, or is it just another acting job?
Definitely ruins a lot of the scariness of it, but there were moments that were super strange and eerie, and certainly some locations that were weird.
Very.
Yeah. So there are a few things that are creepy, but for the most part, it sort of ruins the illusion. Unfortunately.
I mean, I feel like it's more like the emotional stuff. You really tap into it and be there for that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have to agree with the creepy and the strange, because it's like you do a take so many times. It's like, yeah, okay, we get it. You're scary.
So what's it been like? Is it easier having an anthology series where you're moving into a new story, or picking up a second season and having to continue an old story as new characters in that?
I mean, I like it. I like that Castle Rock has this, where it's like a new story each season, but it's set in the same town, and there's like some people that come back maybe. And it gives it this sense of being grounded in one place, but you still get to follow these new people and give people different opportunities. I liked it, and I like that it was a shorter commitment than if you sign on to like a recurring show role.
Yeah.
We did our 7 months. We are done.
Drop the mic. I think we are out of Shawshank. Also, the first season did the work for us in terms of like building a fan base. I was definitely part of that fan base. And so it's kind of nice. I think the second year of an anthology is the only way to go, because you get to have your, you know what you're walking into, you know what people think about the show, and you do your little bit, and then you're out before people get sick of it.
Yeah.
So what do you guys expect, like, the fan reaction is going to be? Like, you think the fans are going to be, like, maybe not apprehensive, but just like, I know I'm excited. Like, are you anxious for the fan reception? Because you know they
very.
love these characters.
Yeah.
The fan reception, and I think the fans here especially, are like the ones who like study every detail and like.
Oh yes.
Like I think Castle Rock fans are so detail oriented and like care so much about these characters and the show and everything, as you should. I mean, that's great for any fan, but it is terrifying because it's like, what are we gonna find out now?
I know.
But like, it's both good and bad.
Yeah.
know.
I mean, if
excited.
people like it, it'll be great. But I hate that things have to come out. Period. Like the fun part of this job for me is just making it. All the rest of this shit, like, you all seem lovely, but you fall into that gap. And then
Except
the
for you
fact that, and then the like coming out, and then you have to like deal with what people think about it. Like the joy for me comes from making it, and that's it. And that so I haven't the joy, and so I haven't watched anything that I've been in quite a few years, but I'm watching this one. I've decided.
I think there's also, aside from your storyline and ours, there is like so much there because we had such a big main cast.
Yeah, we want to see what everybody else did for sure.
Yeah.
You guys, so sorry, I gotta wrap them. We're out of time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
so much.
Yeah, sorry they're too big.
You.
Have a great day,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.